Welcome to Gatekeeper Media's coverage of the 2023 Skåne Open. I'm Andrew Fish, joined here by Max Regitnig.
How's it going, guys?
We're very excited to see this, part of the Swedish Disc Golf Pro Tour from late April 2023 in Malmö, Sweden.
So we're playing on a Bulltofta course. One of the good courses in Malmö. Played tournament in 2018 here, and it looks like it's in good condition this year.
Well, very much looking forward to it. We have a pretty great feature card here with Henric Hagman, Josef Berg, Hjalmar Fredriksson, and unfortunately Kristian Spliid is going to DNF before the tournament has started. Anything else we should be looking for, Max?
I mean, it looks like a pretty strong field. We have Anders Svärd there, the highest rated, probably 5, 6, 7 times Swedish champion, so definitely some big names there.
Yeah, looking to defend. Hole 1, 361 feet, 110 meters. We should probably do everything in meters since we are in Europe. And gonna see a forehand off the tee for Henric. And gets caught up on the right side.
Yeah, a little sawed off. Henric is definitely a very prevalent forehand player, has backhand forehand, so we'll definitely see a lot of both spins from him.
And the other option to go to a backhand on this hole.
Yeah, Josef definitely has, again, both spins. Looks like he just got a little short on that one. He usually powers up on some slower discs, so maybe just juiced it a little too much.
And Hjalmar with the lefty backhand. This is a gorgeous shot. Gonna run himself a little bit long. Is hole 1 putting you kind of in between a fairway and a mid-range for the most part?
Looks like it. Maybe a little uphill, so definitely the bigger arms, maybe leaning towards the straighter mid-range play, but
and a very direct spin putt, very wrist dominant.
Nice putt from Hjalmar there. I think he's like 16 or 17, super young, very talented.
So we better watch out. What do you see on hole 2?
Definitely significantly downhill. I'm trying to think of the actual layout in what order they're playing, but yeah, definitely forehand friendly. So here's Hagman lining up the forehand.
Heiser release, swinging it out to the left. And dumps it back in, inside 10 meters it looks like.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the distance is that much of an issue. Just getting that angle right, carrying all downhill.
Little shorter, but a favorable roll. And I think if you're a lefty, you're kind of licking your chops for this shot, right?
Yeah, this one definitely looks like an easy lefty hyzer, backhand hyzer. I'm not sure the power level Hjalmar has. I've never played with him. He was a bit after my tenure in Sweden, so but looks like he's done that nicely. Scratch that out of bounds. It looks like it's pretty tight on that right side. Maybe just a little rattled.
I know this is a layout that's definitely scoreable. Are you expecting to see out of bounds on many holes as well?
I'm trying to rack my brain of how tight the OBs. They might have added a lot of OB since I played there last, but looks like it's fairly reasonable. But again, I can't exactly remember how tight the OBs used to be.
Sure. Hole 3, a little over 100 meters. Again, playing uphill with a left-to-right shape suggested. Out of bounds to the left and a downhill slope to the right of the basket. I like this roller idea to push up the hill.
Pretty aggressive play, but looks like it's panning out for him. Maybe just needed to flip over to get that a little shorter a putt, but pin high.
Kind of a finicky line, because if you flip that over too much, you're going way down to the right.
For sure.
Well executed.
Looks like he has a bit of a death putt there, but definitely plays a little long for the forehand, all the way uphill, but Josef does that very nicely. He's got a lot of power in that forehand. Another lefty-friendly shape to the shot.
A little wider, not going to swing all the way back, but is putting.
Yeah, setting up that death putt. It's got a significant cliff there. You see Hagman laying that one up. Didn't want any part of that, but this one might be a bit more of a gotta go for it, and sneaks it in.
Good correction from the previous hole. Still a little bit low, but in is in, right? And Josef from very close stabs it high into the chains. Does get the stick.
Basket wanted to prodigy him, but was kind to him there.
I think this golfing can improve our community in many ways. It brings people together.
That maybe some of these kids who feel a little bit lost could find something like disc golf, find friends, find people to come together and play the sport.
Encouraging people to work together, kids to know one another, love one another.
A way for these kids to have a really fun thing to do together.
I think that's what we need in the world, love one another and do life together.
All right, hole 4. Looks like a little tunnel gap at the end, but pretty straightforward, not too long, 81 meters. Probably putters, mid-ranges, probably not forehand from the righties, but pretty straightforward hole here, point and shoot.
After back-to-back birdies, looks like a putter thrown fairly hard inside 10 meters for Berg.
Yeah, Josef probably going to a Berg there as well.
Pretty appropriate. Are they going to make a disc with your last name at any point?
Might be a harder sell than something that already has your last name on it, but Hjalmar looks like he got caught up a little early, but should have a reasonable putt at it.
And Heiser released, not quite getting up to flat, going to drift left and long for Henric.
Sounds like there's a bit of wind. I know this course definitely gets windy pretty often, but yeah, didn't notice it on the first few holes, but maybe it's picking up here.
And a good stick for Hjalmar.
Nice stepper there.
That looked like a much more fluid motion than the previous couple holes.
Yeah, maybe that step putt just kind of gave him a little extra momentum, a little more comfortable stroke, but makes good. Henric a little high on that one.
And Josef going to take his time and glides in the spin putt.
Berg, birdie. I know he putts with Betty as well, so.
And pretty long comebacker, unable to convert.
Unfortunate bird bogey there.
Hole 5, 121 meters, requiring a water carry. Pretty neat, classic disc golf type hole, and then tucked behind a pile of boulders as well.
A little blind on this one. I think the boulders kind of shield the basket from the tee, so you're kind of just trusting your line here.
And as it's playing uphill, I imagine we're seeing distance drivers from everybody, right?
Maybe not full-on distance drivers. Ooh, that looked really good. Maybe got a little skip at the end, but I want to say that you could get there with something like a hybrid. And Josef and Henric have the power to get there with something slower, but Hjalmar looks to smooth something out. Probably more of a distance driver. Caught up, but again, probably a circle 2 look. Maybe back-to-back steppers from him.
Got to set yourself up for greatness sometimes. And I think a feature of this hole is that you don't know quite what look you're going to get until you're at the basket.
Exactly. Looks like Henric turned that one over out of bounds there, and looks like a drop zone.
Plays big hyzer, just trying to spike at the basket.
Nice.
And does so nicely. Good chance for a bogey save.
6 meter-ish putt. All right, looks a little trickier from Hjalmar's position. Floaty bid, but maybe just taking his medicine there. A lot of trees up by this basket, so it makes every putt a little trickier.
Yeah, even if you run it and come up a couple meters long, it might be a tricky straddle putt or something.
For sure. Henric having a bit putter woes right now. He's definitely a very hard putter, as most people could see already, but usually that helps to kind of hone in your stroke. But yeah, just a little off right now. Maybe thinking about the wind a little much, but yeah, let's hope he can bounce back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tap in par from Josef there. Hole 6, a little woodsy here. Definitely one of the trickier birdies. Short, 62 meters, but just kind of have to trust your line and hope for the best.
Very different feel from the previous couple holes, huh?
Definitely. Into the woods. A timely chain noise there that I thought we had a chain out ace there, but maybe just some camera tricks.
I think maybe from an adjacent hole.
Tough hole for Hjalmar, I think. I'm not sure if he has the forehand, but that turnover got caught up early and probably a short upshot, but...
And perfectly done by Hagman. I like that he went to the standstill there to dial the line, control the distance a little better.
Yep, Henric definitely has that. I don't know if it's just prodigy players. I know Seppo does a lot of those standstill putters, Vina, but Henric doing that very, very nicely.
Seppo was definitely one of the things that occurred to me as I was watching him with that kind of high release, very spinny shot from the chest.
For sure.
And a good conversion by Hjalmar to save his par after an errant up shot. 62 meters, you definitely don't want to be foring this.
No, but again, a lot of trees by the basket, and a lot of these shorter putts can be trickier than expected.
I just think the plastic is very premium. It's a high quality material. The way the disc feels in my hand.
I think it's the quality of plastic.
It's unlike any other plastic that you'll find in the industry.
The quality is better than any other company out there.
Again, just consistent plastic. It's something I can consistently trust on every single throw.
There's so many discs to choose from, and I guarantee if you tried every disc in the lineup, you're gonna want to put multiple discs in your bag.
It's extremely high quality. You can only say so much, so they have to eventually just try it themselves and see.
Hole 7, our first par 4 at 571 feet. Definitely have a series of initial gaps off the tee, and then are going to diverge to the left here. After a whole bunch of par 3s that are pretty scoreable, it looks like you kind of play a placement shot and then work your way across the field into another of those greens that has a lot of technicality around the basket.
Yeah, from what I remember, it is the tee shot that is imperative. Come out clean and you should have a decent look at the basket, but as you can see, it does not look like an easy task. Henric getting caught up early. Josef opting for the forehand flex, maybe just to hit the gap as it doglegs to the left, so not sure, maybe even forehand roller was intent there, but Hjalmar also going to the backhand.
And nobody super successful on the tee shots. We'll see some scramble opportunities.
Yeah, this is not a place you want to be after a tee shot. But
And this is pure position play from Hjalmar.
getting a little crafty with the forehand roller. Does not look like he's happy with it.
I know he's not happy, but I sort of am. Max, I've really been liking holes that I see that put good players in uncomfortable positions. And sometimes you see some excellent scramble opportunities like this one coming in nicely.
Wow, I mean, turning the cameraman at the basket there had to have been a good shot. Yeah,
very well
inside
executed.
the circle.
A little tougher here for Hjalmar to throw the turnover backhand.
A little more angles in play here, but maybe just a little short. Yeah, might have a long look, long circle 2. Josef going flex shot. Maybe a little early, but might be able to navigate those trees with a putt. But
yeah,
again,
I guess the body language helped.
Yeah, he definitely put some emphasis on the angle there, and hopefully got rewarded. Great looking bid there from Hjalmar. Good height, good pace, just maybe a little off in the angle. Josef looked like he had a clean look, at least. Just, yeah, longer than I thought. I thought he was closer to the circle.
Green appears to play pretty fast with compacted soil. A good knockdown for bogey from where he started and having to burn his second shot. That's still an okay result.
Yeah, all 3 players had tough lies after the tee shot, so yeah. Looks like Henric will also tap in. Oh, double? What was that, a bogey?
So bogeys around.
Hole 8, another par 5. I think it was playing as a par 5 this the last time. Definitely crush off the tee, pretty open airspace to work with. I think we might be able to see some eagle looks here from Josef and Henric at least, but second shot, they might have moved the pin. So looks like it's more of a wooded pin position, and yeah, 2 crushes and maybe a easier upshot.
Definitely a lot more airspace on this tee shot than on hole 7. And that's reasonably well thrown, but does fade out to the left, kind of cutting off the angle.
Maybe a little pinched off on that left side. But definitely some good distance.
Josef going to ensure that he gets to the right. And reasonably well done. May have to finagle his way through a gap or a steep Anheuser angle. And Hjalmar, Heiser flip, and we'll get a finish. And probably the best position of everybody.
Looked like a great shape, decent distance, and yeah, center cut fairway. Should be able to attack the pin.
Some tricky footing for Berg, but does get around the corner and to the center of the fairway.
Yeah, Henric doesn't look like to have a clean line, but did pretty well to get through everything, but maybe not the distance he wanted, but I think that should be fine.
Yeah, back to the standstill, not being too aggressive. This is going to be another big, long turnover shot.
Wow. I think that's really good. I mean, that was a second shot, so maybe just a little pitch to tap in par or tap in birdie, and even a long look for eagle.
Yeah, really well done from a blind angle to where he was trying to land it.
Yeah, he looked like he got that flex out perfectly. Henric setting up a long birdie look.
And a tight tunnel for Josef.
Hjalmar just pitching up and taking that easy birdie. Didn't look like he had a real look at the eagle, but Henric maybe 10, 11 meters.
Oh, and the frustrations just continue. Kind of ringing up the cage over and over again. Same deal for Josef.
Yeah, just not confident looking putts there. Just a little abbreviated, not really following through. Yeah.
This is a pretty big event for Sweden. How do you overcome the early tournament nerves to get that putt feeling good again?
I mean, obviously early. I mean, I think this is the first Swedish tournament a lot of these guys are playing, so rubbing off that off-season rust as well. Getting that putter hot might be tougher said than done.
Yeah, absolutely. For our American fans, remember that it's not just Pro Tour playing in the South. Like, there are folks playing up in true latitude 64. Hole 9, 87 meters, uphill through a gap. This definitely going to be a blind shot.
Yeah, this one's definitely blind. Really tough to get the weight right. I want to say anything from a putter to a fairway driver, depending on how comfortable you are with the flex shot. Looks like Henric, just holding on to that one a little bit. This gap is reasonably sized. I mean, you shouldn't be thinking too much about it, but if you're really shaping that shot with a lot of angles, it might tend to pull it right or left. But Josef looks to have hit his line exactly how he wanted, but maybe a little right, if I had to say anything.
Henric forced to lay up, and puts himself in position to save the 4.
Yeah, so Josef finished off a little bit right, but pretty much pin high. Decent look, but I mean, again, this pin is on a bit of a mound, so any long putt might create some long comebackers. Hjalmar staring down a birdie look. Nice. Maybe 7-meter putt there. Look confident.
Really fires in those nose-down putts.
All right.
And good damage control for Hagman. He will finish this front 9 at 3 over. And Josef and Hjalmar both at 2 under.
Yeah, a little struggles there with the putter. I mean, all round wasn't so many big putts, so maybe that early season putter isn't quite where they want it. I'm not sure how cold it is out here, but everybody's in jackets and long sleeves, so maybe just warming up.
Yeah, absolutely. We are so excited to bring international coverage from Gatekeeper Media. And be sure to check us out on the back 9 of this round 1 feature card. For Max Regitnig, I'm Andrew Fish.